hate that they have to title if the head coach calls plays. I absolutely hate that they hire somebody and call them an OC because they're really not calling plays, but they are setting everything up for the head coach that's calling them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Matt Nagy does for Andy Reid. Like Matt Nagy's that guy that like watches all the film, breaks it down, does this, does that, gets it ready for Andy Reid. Matt Nagy probably has some ideas during the games, sees certain things, lets him know, just is in the ear of Patrick Mahomes of like another set of eyes. That's what Matt Nagy is and was when we hired him. Nobody was doing that for Ben Johnson. Like he was the OC. He's been the OC for the past 3 years. You don't see Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell has a sheet on his leg, but that's just for like situations. That's for him just to look at things, different personnel. Like that's what his sheet is. If there's a fourth down situation, he probably glances at it and says, yeah, let's try to do one of these 3 things. That's what Dan Campbell is.
Mm-hmm.
But like in Ben Johnson's press conference today, he was asked, what did you learn from Dan Campbell? What are you going to bring here? And he said, one thing that I learned was how to let people, he let all of us do our jobs. Like he trusts us to do our jobs. He made you feel important, like from the office people to the coaches. So hearing that, I'm like, okay, he allowed you to do your job, which was the offense. So this is him calling offense. This is not Matt Nagy. This is a guy coming in that has called offense. It's coached.
Exactly.
And he's coached like almost all positions. I said like O-line. If you look, he was like a tight ends, quarterbacks, wide receivers. So he's done all of that. So this is not Matt Nagy. So if I see that one more time, I'm going to completely lose it.
I don't know how people can, like, it's very much out there. This information is very available that he only got a few games before he was hired in Chicago. Like that's what's crazy to me. This has been long established right by now. So
yeah,
I don't know how that comparison can even come up because it's not the same whatsoever. But
right. So he was hired. I love the video of him walking into Hallis Hall, looking at all the people and like saying this is where he wanted to be, saying the right things. Then he had his press conference today, and I was very curious how it was going to go because we're so used to Matt Eberflus's press conferences and how bad they were. For him to go up there and talk for 30, he talked for like 10 minutes, took some questions. So he's up there for like 30 some minutes. He said a lot of good things. But kind of like you said before, and I'm kind of the same way. It's awesome. It's exciting. It's like a breath of fresh air of like, we're starting over without tearing the roster down again, like we did with Matt Eberflus